Nasi goreng. This Indonesian fried rice is a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy, cooked together with some tender chicken and super fragrant aromatics. Oh, this meal is going to be amazing. Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Dude is behind the camera, and we're all about simple food, simple faith. Nowadays, it really is a stretch to make our money count at the supermarket. Everything's so expensive. I'm here to just help you cook some really simple meals that are cost effective and taste amazing. We're making a fried rice today, but I'm going to start with cutting up some of the ingredients that I'm going to use at the end. So I have half a cucumber. I'm just going to slice it up. And this is an English cucumber or a seedless cucumber. And this will just add, well, your veggies for your meal and some freshness. I'm just cutting up one tomato, but depending on how many people you are cooking for, you may want or need more than just this one. I have two small shallots. Well, they're kind of small. I'm just gonna chop this up finely. And you know what, you can also just blitz this in a chopper along with the garlic, and well, I'm using shrimp paste today as well. Or you can just chop it up by hand, totally up to you. I'm using a giant piece of garlic, but if you don't have these giant garlic cloves, you can use 1, 2, 3, however many you like. I'm just gonna chop this up. I think this is an elephant garlic. I don't know how I ended up buying this. Anyways, you can also push this through a garlic press if you like. All right, so that's probably about just over a tablespoon of garlic. I'm also using about half a red pepper. And I'm using red pepper because Dude and I are wimpy when it comes to spiciness, but you can totally use Thai chilies or a red chili pepper. It adds color and also spice, but we're gonna keep it mild. And I just threw this seed into my garlic. What is up with that? We're just gonna chop this up. And this just adds, for me, it's just gonna add a little bit of crunch and a little bit of color. And we also want to make our sauce that we're going to use. I'm using 2 tablespoons of ketchup mayonnaise, and this is a sweet soy sauce. It's thick and it's kind of molasses-like, and this is what makes nasi goreng nasi goreng. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, just regular soy sauce. And the spicy part of the sauce for us, I'm using sambal. And sambal is a chili paste that is most often used in Malaysia. Oh, there's a giant piece of chili. I'm gonna push that aside. In Malaysia, Indonesia, and that's gonna be the spicy part of our sauce.
And you still went a bit generous on that, honey.
I'm using about a teaspoon of shrimp paste, and you can use about, maybe start with half a teaspoon if you're not familiar with what shrimp paste is. It is a super pungent. I'm using belacan, which is a Malaysian shrimp paste, but my understanding is that all over Southeast Asia, whether the Philippines or Thailand or Indonesia, they all have their own version of a shrimp paste. So whatever you can find, just start with a little bit because it goes a super long way. It's super pungent, but it just adds like this deep umami flavor that you can't get like that with anything else. I also have about 8 ounces of cut up chicken thigh. If you want, you can use chicken breast. It doesn't have to be chicken thighs. And I also have about 4 cups of cooked rice that I cooked earlier and put in the fridge so that it's nice and cold. And we want a cold, dry, leftover rice because that's how we get all the flavors to soak into the rice and you don't end up with a super soggy rice. So nasi goreng is not complete without a fried egg. So we're gonna fry our egg first. I'm gonna heat up my wok on high, medium high, adding 2 tablespoons of oil, cooking oil. I'm using vegetable oil today. And I want quite a bit of oil in there because that's how we're gonna make our egg poofy and fried. Not like the sunny side you get in a Western restaurant, but you see how it bubbles around? And it's gonna get crispy and yummy. That's the way to fry an egg. Okay, and if your wok is hot enough, it's not gonna stick either. I want that white to be cooked in there. My dad used to teach me to just scoop oil on top, but he uses way more oil than I do. Okay, and you remove the egg and just put it on a plate, and you will serve that with your rice. Turning the heat down to a medium, I'm gonna add my shallots. And my garlic. And if you're using a hot chili, like now is the time to add that as well. And you want to keep the food moving in a wok because otherwise things will start to burn very quickly. I'm adding my shrimp paste. Now people say that I have to toast my shrimp paste before using it, but I find that if I'm frying it up in the frying pan anyways, it's going to be sufficiently fried up. Just mush it up a little bit. Make sure it melts into the other ingredients. And again, you're gonna either love or hate this pungent shrimp paste. Okay, I lowered the heat a little bit more to like a low medium. And we wanna fry this for about 3 to 5 minutes in total. That just brings all the flavors together. And I'm gonna add a little bit more oil here because it's getting a bit dry. And I'm gonna add my chicken. Just gonna let that cook a little bit to get a good sear on the meat. And we're gonna bump the heat back up to about a medium to medium high. I've pushed the aromatics just off to the side a little bit. And that's why I like using a wok, but if you don't have a wok, you can always use a very large frying pan. Okay, after about a minute, give it a toss. See that beautiful color on there? Just gonna do the other side a little bit. And we do want the chicken to be cooked through before you add the rest of the ingredients. Adding the aromatics back in, tossing it around, making sure that the chicken is cooked through. This will take another minute or two. And if you are ever unsure of whether or not your chicken is cooked through, you can always just cut it in half and see if your utensil will actually break through. And if not, it's not cooked through. It should cook through it should cut through easily. And you can see that the chicken is white on the inside. That's how you tell if your chicken is cooked through. Okay, I'm gonna add my pepper now. Cook that for another minute or so, just to take sort of the rawness out of the vegetable. Okay, adding my rice. As the rice heats through, the rice will start to break up. I'm turning the heat back down now so I don't burn the bottom. I'm adding my sauce. Oh my goodness, it looks so amazing. I wish you guys could smell this. Okay, you know you're done when there are no more lumps of rice in there that is white. All your rice grains should be completely covered with sauce and separated, and it's not clumpy at all. Okay, turning this off. Time to plate it. All right, we're gonna get a serving ready for Dude. Okay, got fried egg on top, along with some cucumber and some tomato. Does that look amazing or what?
Oh, looking forward to it.
All right, are y'all ready for?
Oh yeah.
The taste, this is amazing. There's so much aroma, awesome aroma going on right now. Some may say pungent, but I say amazing. If you look at this, this would be one of the typical hawker stall street food that you would find in Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. And it's got all the goodness. It's got super deep flavors. Depending on how spicy you want it, you get the richness of the egg, the yolk ready to run, and the freshness of the veg on the side. So this is requisite. I'm gonna bust into this egg. Oh yeah. As it runs down, mixes up into the rice. And guys, I even converted Flo to eat with fork and spoon. So efficient. You don't need a knife. You just rip apart stuff. It's gonna be hot. Yeah. Smokiness, so much good flavor from all the combined belacan and the sauce, and the creaminess of the yolk into the rice, the smokiness from the wok hei, and this is a fantastic meal. Lunch, rock it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and for your whole family, and save money. Again, save money in these times of super expensive everything. Hey, don't stop eating well.
Awesome, thanks, Dude. All right, guys, this dish costs less than $10 to make. The most expensive part being that chicken. For us, it was like $8 for a very small pack of chicken that included 4 boneless, skinless thighs. Of course, I could have paid a little bit less per kilo if I bought the skin and bones, but I didn't do that. So eat well, save money, check out another inexpensive meal idea below, and I will see you over there.